And this lady beside me goes by the name of Rachel. Together, we make up Talking with Famous People, the internet television program that today tells you that your heart is a truth crystal. That's right. Inside of your chest beats a biological organ called a heart. But inside of that biological organ, spiritually, is a rosy red crystal of truth. And if you look deep in your heart, you'll know what's really there. The answer? Blood and truth. Those are the two main ingredients in a human being's heart. First ingredient, blood. Second ingredient, truth. Third ingredient, bloody truth. Fourth ingredient, truthy blood. And when you're done with all of that, what's left over? Just a hollow shell of a life. Let's talk a little bit about being jaded or feeling a tasteless haze. So, there's only so much excitement that one can have for things in the world. It's nice to imagine a world in which one can bring one's own enthusiasm to things of perhaps inherent lack of interest, like Huell Hauser did with the flies at the lake. Huell Hauser was successful because he brought his own enthusiasm to things that didn't naturally incite enthusiasm. So when he went to visit Mono Lake, he encountered a lot of small black flies, and he said, "Wow, would you look at all those flies? Look at them. Would you look at those flies? Wow." Now, I want my actual life to be like that. I suspect Huell Hauser may have been putting on a bit of a show for the people. Show media? Hello. Hi, salutations, greetings, and aloha. Bienvenidos ataquiendo de famosa de Piplioples, which is Mexico's #1 hit. It's not easy. There's a lot of pressure being Mexico's #1 hit. I got to constantly compete with piñatas, sombreros, burros, tequila. It's hard to keep that #1 spot in Mexican culture. But, as of 2023, I'm still declared the single most Mexican thing in the world.
Wow.
Thank you, show media. I appreciate you putting your thumb out in that fashion, knowing especially how you've got carpal tunnel syndrome. Carpal tunnel syndrome is carpal tunnel syndrome that just affects the thumb. Yeah, show media has it. He got it from repetitious action. He kept putting his thumb up his butt. Remember when that happened, show media? And I told you, I was like, stop that. You're going to get carpal tunnel syndrome. You didn't listen. Now you've got the thumb of an 86-year-old man. You have a green thumb? That means you're good at growing different sorts of plants. Because you eat lots of spinach. That doesn't cause you to have a green thumb. That causes you to be strong to the finich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big difference. Being strong to the finich is pretty important. But I mean, a green thumb is more useful if you're a farmer. Or if you're one of those people who wants to live off the grid and grow their own food and generate their own electricity with their own hydroelectric dam. Do you want to generate your own electricity, Rachel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
We just need to get a windmill
Okay.
and a big battery pack. Popeye was a vegan? Well, he didn't eat just spinach, did he? I think, at least on a few occasions, perhaps he had hamburgers with Wimpy.
Wimpy, yeah.
Wimpy was a big fan of hamburgers. It's not inconceivable that Popeye and Wimpy's would go out for hamburgers together on some occasion.
Yeah.
Olive Oil clearly needed to eat more, so maybe he was trying to put hamburgers in her. She was skinny as a rail. Popeye stole the big man's hamburgers? You mean Brutus or Bluto, depending on the era of Popeye? Yeah, they changed his name at some point, you know.
I thought so.
It was actually a different character, I think. It's just a very similar character. That's why when they release the next Twilight movie, it's going to be Twilight the Popeye years. They're going to be Team Brutus and Team Bluto.
Whoa.
Yeah, and instead of vampires and werewolves, they're deformed sailors and emaciated pole women.
Pole woman?
Yeah, well, Olive Oil, she was the most skinniest pole of a woman ever, you know.
Yes, it's true.
Robin Williams did perform as Popeye in the feature film Popeye. And I think he probably did a good job of it, if I remember correctly. I don't think the movie was very good, but I think he did a good job of playing Popeye.
Yeah.
I think in the new woke era, there should be a movie called Olive Oil. And it's about this girl who's got these two stalkers, one of whom is constantly trying to sexually assault her, and the other of whom is constantly rescuing her from sexual assault. She's not really interested in either of these guys, but she's slightly more fond of Popeye. And in the end, she ends up getting in a lesbian relationship and lives happily ever after.
Oh, wow. That's a good turn.
Well, she gets impregnated by Popeye, and then she has to tell him, listen, Popeye, I'm like olive oil, and you're like man water. We don't mix. Okay? That's why I've begun dating pasta salad over here. She and I mix beautifully. That's the new woke version of Popeye. It's the olive oil story.
The olive oil story. I like that.
And I guess in the movie she could get credit for inventing olive oil and become independently wealthy accordingly. Olive oil. I guess you get that by squeezing olives, huh? I wonder how many olives you have to squeeze to get a bottle of olive oil.
Oh my gosh. Probably a lot, right?
I don't know.
Like, they used to make wine by stepping on the grapes.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of grapes.
Yeah. The problem was people kept having to drink too much foot leftovers, so they stopped stepping on them eventually.
Yeah, I don't really like
Foot in your wine, yeah. I'm looking forward to the 24-hour INFP HD Type Police Marathon where you chug non-alcoholic beers and arrest him 100 times watching all his vids. He seems very evidently an SI dom to me. Everything he did in that one video I was looking at was all SI recounting specific particulars of his experience. Well, it's not that he's a fake INFP. He's somebody who doesn't know enough about cognitive functions to know that he doesn't know enough about cognitive functions to type himself correctly. He's got the whole thing backwards. He thinks he finds a type description that seems most like him according to his self-understanding, and then he identifies himself accordingly, and that's what type he is. But that's not a good. That's not any possible way to type yourself, and not effectively. And most importantly, he's burdened by this subjective knowledge function as an SI dom that makes it very possible for him to find examples of things that are consistent with what he reads in a type description. And so he's going to be very convinced that he's the type he says he is, you know? Well, he's not pretending to be an INFP purposefully. You know, he's not faking being an INFP. He's not a fake INFP. He's an SI dom who mistakenly believes himself to be an INFP and makes statements accordingly. Yeah, I had to kind of give up on getting too upset about cognitive function stuff because it's too hard. It's too hard to definitively argue. You know, it's like nobody agrees on term definitions. Most everybody fights against operationalizing your terms so you can do anything intellectually with them, and that's frustrating to me. So I just sort of gave up on arguing about it, getting upset about it. I tell you what, I think you've earned it. I think you guys have earned a cigarette. Let's go have one. You guys have done a great job so far. I'm really proud of you. I'm really just like, wow. This is the best 6 people on the internet are right here, for sure. Because I could not be more impressed by your decorum, your professionalism, your grace. The fact that you didn't bring toast with you. Because, you know, it gets crumbs all over the place. Which one's yours? There's that one is. Okay. Shy and sexy. Or sexy and sexy. Okay, there. I'll use my whole hand to open the door. Fine. So it wants to be all fussy. Fussy like Gary Bussey. So I just put more cutlets out a little while ago for the Woodland Friends. They're on the wall over there, the cutlets. But I don't see any Woodland Friends yet. What I do see, however, is a man who can stand far away from the camera without worrying about the audio levels. How can that possibly be, Eric? You say with amazement. Well, it's all thanks to this long lavalier mic cable. So even though I'm standing way over here, I sound just as close to you as I do when I'm standing right next to the camera. There's no difference in volume to correspond with the difference in distance. Additionally, you may note that even though I'm far from the camera, the sight of my lips moving doesn't arrive before the sound of my voice. Pretty amazing stuff. And the reason for that is because I've increased my sound waves to move at the speed of light. I said the speed of sound is too slow for my important words. Let them travel with more alacrity. Let them proceed forth at the speed of light. Light, 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 light. A whole lot of smoke coming up from over there.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like we got ourselves a controlled burn. The neighbor over there was controlled burning the last couple of days. He's got 2 circles that he control burns in. So what was your experience going back to LA like? Let me pin this on you while I go close the garage door. Okay.
Well, I think it was nice to visit.
Did it have any emotional triggers?
Yeah, a little. I like visiting a lot, but it did make me think about Eric's dad and mom who are not around anymore, and
Okay, there. I closed the garage.
nice job.
Thanks. So it's a lovely day here in Mariposa. Sun is shining. Sky is mostly blue with a little scattered clouds here and there. Pretty still, not much of a breeze. I can hear the stream trickling down in the gully there, whatever you want to call it. Canyon, gully, Gull Canyon, Cangy, gorge, crevasse. Creek bed. You know, down the hill. It was a really painless drive both down and back this time because we actually spent the night there. The last 2 times I went down there, I did the round trip in one day, and it was pretty brutal, but manageable, doable, you know. If you just do it one way each day, it's quite effortless. Like, we're home by 2 o'clock, and we didn't even get up particularly early to leave. We left at 9 a.m. It took us 5 hours. It's nice to be back here. It's nice to be back home. Going back to LA definitely triggers various things for me, but it's all just like reminders of stuff that's lost regardless. So it's not like I miss LA, nor do I even like miss my old life. It's just drives home how that's no longer my home. That's no longer where I'm centered. That's no longer where my plans and activities occur. Kind of ontologically jarring for an SI user, I suppose. But it's it's on the jarringness of it is softened a lot by the fact that we're in such a wonderful place, such a beautiful house and a beautiful place to be in. LA was pretty nice when we went down there this time. Nice weather anyway. And the drive was cool. We saw a lot of flowers along the way.
Yeah.
Hillsides are all green, many of them in bloom with orange, yellow, or purple flowers. It makes for quite a scenic drive. All right, I'm ready to go back inside now. Put that there. Come around here. Grab all this extra cord. Put this on my Mia like Mia. Pick this up. Grab this bad boy. Oops. Wrapped around there. Unwrap that. Close the door. Now we're back inside. It's like we never left.
Yeah.
Well, you worry about cable all the time. Anyway, AI gonna destroy us all. Don't tell Eric. Well, but Eric needs to know too. Or are you saying don't tell, comma, Eric? I'm sorry, I'm not very good at keeping secrets about the future of mankind. I think we can relax. I think AI is not going to destroy mankind anytime soon. I feel far from being destroyed. At least 6 months away from being destroyed. Probably more like never. So, that's preferable to always. And in a little while, I think we will begin a bit of a hockey watch party.
Oh.
Since the hockey game's coming on. We'll see. If people start gathering around and other interesting topics are arisen, or raised, I guess would be correct, then I'm happy to continue chatting about those as well. I don't expect the Islanders to perform particularly well. They're down 0-2 in that series. And I think they've lost both of the games by a fair number of goals each. So it looks like they may be a little overmatched by the Carolina, what are they, the Hurricanes?
Mm-hmm.
Carolina Hurricanes. But we'll see. You never know. Anything's possible in sports. The old spaghetti factory. We went there last night. I didn't eat very much of my food. I was a bit of a wasteful Winona. But I guess my eyes were bigger than my stomach. I got the meat lover's treat, which had a sausage, 2 meatballs, and pasta. And I just ate like a bite of the sausage and like most of one of the meatballs and some of the pasta. So, I felt kind of like meh about that, but I just wasn't that hungry. I guess I ate some bread too. You got to you got to watch out not to fill up on bread at those Italian places.
Mm-hmm.
They'll give you that bread on that little wood board with the knife, and you're just like, oh, this looks good. I'm going to have some of this. And before you know it, all the stomach room that you should have left set aside for your entree has been filled up with bread.
I used to fill up on like drinks too before eating.
It's called a 3 martini lunch. Well, it can already create human avatars, partially at least, but we got 54 more years before we become tin can for AI to exploit. 54 more years? What happens in 54 years? It'll be 2077. Why 2077?
Thank you, people. I love you too.
What is it about 2077 that makes it the year we become an exploited tin can? Do tell. Share with me the good news. Did the Mayan calendar predict that? I hope so. Oh, okay. Well, that's fair enough then. That's a good reason. Eureka TV. Eureka TV! That's what the inventor of TV said when they finally invented it. And who can blame them? Plus, there's a game, Cyberpunk 2077. Hmm. Hmm. When did punk rock go digital anyway? As far as I'm concerned, it's not really punk rock unless it's analog. Like my fist to your face. I was considering entitling the stream, I give wet, sloppy stream jobs.
Mm.
I think that would have been a pretty good title for the stream as well. Probably would have got more people here if I titled it that. Then your heart is a truth crystal.
Aw, but I like your heart as a truth crystal.
It's like quartz crystals keep time for your wristwatch. In the same way, your heart keeps time for the truth. Aw, how sweet.
Right.
Yes, that's right. You just gotta ask your spirit guides, are these the right pants for me? They'll let you know. There's a Pancha. Pancha is the goddess of pants. So if you have questions, ladies out there, you can just ask your pants-related questions to Pancha. Then there's Blousey. Blousey is the goddess of blouses, your spirit guide of blouses. So you have questions about your blouse, you can ask Blousey. If you've got questions about your eyelashes, apparently you should ask my daughter, because she's very good at making eyelashes, I guess. She did April's little sister's prom eyelashes yesterday. Because, You cannot be caught dead at prom with just your regular eyelashes. I mean, what are you even thinking? You need to have special stuff done to your eyelashes before you go to prom. This applies to guys too. Guys need to have their eyelashes chromed. Makes your eyelids pretty heavy. You need to have strong eyelid muscles, but it's okay. That's the first question I ask any prospective employee when I'm hiring is how strong are your eyelid muscles? Can you pick up a heavy box just with your eyelids?
Wow.
Because a lot of the machines at the factory I run require people to use their eyelids to lift things up.
Really?
Yeah.
So unusual.
It's not a common design. But the machinery was really on sale. I will never understand why NE-DOMs always have something to say. Well, it's not true that I always have something to say. I can always come up with things to say. Sometimes I feel more inclined to verbalize my inclinations, thoughts, speculations, and musings than other times. But under just about any circumstances, I can muster words. I can express concepts on demand as need be indefinitely. After all, there are infinite number of concepts in the world. I could raise any of them as a topic and expand upon it for some stretch of time. And if I run out of things to say about that, I could always then elect to raise another topic. So it should be the case that I have that everybody has infinite capacity to meagity meow about random things. It's always struck me as odd that people can't. Well, especially started striking me as odd when I became a speech and debate coach, and um, I'd try to get people to do impromptu speeches, and people who don't have a cognitive function stack with NE high up, it's strangely impossible for them. Even though it seems like the easiest thing in the world for me, that was always my naturally best event in high school, better than even debate, was impromptu speaking.
Mm.
Maybe spar was my best event. Spar was spontaneous argumentation, but I really think that I shined most at impromptu. I probably, if you were to go back and look at my record for times I entered impromptu and where I placed, I probably trophied most of the times I entered. I'm so bad with names. Did you guys just go somewhere? Your girl looks so well done up today. Just gotta say, sorry I forgot her name, Eric. My bad for real. This is Rachel. Rachel Sacagawea.
Yep.
Um, she just looks nice, I don't think she looks especially done up. She does have earrings on. She has her hair up. She's got a blouse that tantalizingly reveals her shoulders, and but nevertheless remains a modest piece of garb, and some jeans on and a belt. Maybe you're just catching a glimpse of the glow of her overall beauty.
Oh, thanks, babe.
You're welcome, darling. The hair. At least it's the hat. I was going to say, she doesn't have a hat on. If you thought that was a hat, I'd say your hat spotting um, Your hat spotting skills are poor. But instead, it's my hat reading skills that are poor. Yeah. All right. So, you know what, you guys? I think you've earned it. Michelle Way, you've earned it. I'm going to transubstantiate this bong rip to you.
Ooh, fun.
That was all me, Michelle. I am the one to blame for that mishap. It was my carelessness and lack of professionalism that caused that miscommunication to occur. All the blame, all of it, falls on my shoulders. That's why I'm transubstantiating this bong rip to you. But in order to transubstantiate a bong rip, you can't use a regular lighter. Otherwise, it won't transubstantiate properly. You have to use a torch. This torch has a bit of a shake weight quality. I hereby transubstantiate this to you. Peace be with you, Michelle, and also with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
'Cause I'm your lady,
Thank you.
and you're my man.
Oh, thank
Kitty's getting all up on Mama's foot.
you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
That's good foot. That's what Kitty's saying.
Yeah, she is. She's such a girly girl. She loves my shoes.
She's saying, give me that foot. Oh, not anymore. I guess I startled her off. That's what I get for moving things around all the time. Beverly Sutphin, you, too, should have a wonderful day. In fact, let's go ahead and up the ante. I want you to have a fantastic day. That's at least one level above wonderful. And I think spectacular is even above fantastic. I think that's the order there. Midnight Blue.
Hi, Midnight Blue.
How are you? Are you feeling as blue as midnight feels to a vampire? It's a vampire that can only be awake during the daytime. You want to explain your name? Why do you call yourself Midnight Blue? Is it because you feel blue at midnight? Oh, it's a song. How did it go?
It's a good question. I don't know that song.
It goes 11:58, 11:59, Midnight Blue, Midnight Blue, like that.
That's catchy.
Yeah, it's no wonder it's a hit. I'm okay, says Midnight Blue. How are you guys doing? We're doing well, I would say. We're not doing poorly. Oh, that song. Well, the reason is I have often felt blue at midnight and suffer from insomnia. I see. You're talking about you you come outside, your arms are folded. I'm getting scolded for playing again. I wanna be, that song. Dying Day is what it's called. Because every day I spent with that woman, it felt like I was dying. That's why it's called that. Well, but are you doing good? It's not midnight right now. So are you feeling yellow, orange, green? Lou Graham, writer of Midnight Blue. My name's Lou Graham, and this is my song, Midnight Blue. Sing along, Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue. Is that how it goes?
I can't hear it going any other way.
I'm pretty sure that's how it goes, yeah. Pretty sure. Well, life's full of adventures. Some of them are pretty ordinary. This could be called our ordinary adventure. We're live streaming, but why? We're not really doing anything. Well, I'll tell you why. Because we're having an ordinary adventure today. There's nothing special about today. Nothing special about this stream. Nothing important to discuss. Just an ordinary, regular old, plain old adventure. The kind of adventure that you have when you go to the supermarket and you get some groceries. It may not seem that adventurous to other people, but inside you know this is a hell of an adventure. That's what you guys are experiencing right now. You're like, God, this is boring. But deep down inside, you know, wait, no, this is actually super exciting.
Super exciting.
Midnight Blue did not know there was a song until after they had the screen name, but it is a good song. What would be something important to discuss? World peace? World war? Peace war? And world. In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins, 1981. Epic, huh? I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Hold on. What is it that's coming in the air? I hope it's not Phil Collins. I can feel myself coming in the air tonight. Hold on. I don't want to hold on, Phil Collins. Hold on. To your cum? Yes. Remember, I'm the drummer for Genesis. Everybody knows that song, but not everybody knows Midnight Blue. It's also true that everybody knows that Phil Collins classic Su Studio.
Yes.
Tupac pimped it. That shit's insane. He took Phil Collins and excised the lame. Is that what you're saying? Because I can feel it coming in the air tonight. I don't know. It doesn't really work on me that much. I think Phil Collins, just go own a clothing store or something. He seems like he should own a clothing store that sells sensible clothing for middle-aged women.
Sensible. I like. So, what what is sensible clothing?
Overalls, they're sensible because you don't have to worry about them falling down and you can do stuff in them, stuff with lots of pockets, fanny packs, sweatpants that don't fall down even when you have stuff in the
Oh my
pockets.
gosh. I would buy those right away. I wouldn't even wait till I was older.
Can You Feel the Love Tonight by Elton John is, I mean, it worked fine in the movie, but as a song by itself, you gotta have a very high sappiness tolerance
Yeah.
to be down with that song.
Yeah, because like you said, I think it works well in the movie, but it doesn't really translate like onto the radio.
Yeah. It's like, let's say some girl goes out on a date with a guy, maybe like on a second date, and he's like, hey, cool, they've got this on the jukebox. He puts it on. I put this on for you, girl. And it's Can You Feel the Love Tonight? She's gonna feel so cringy. She's just gonna be like, throughout the whole thing. And he's gonna be thinking he's all smooth, smelling of Axe. You know, you can picture the scene, can't you? They're at a Mexican restaurant, for some reason has a jukebox, and the tortilla chips are getting cold, and the salsa's losing its zest moment by moment as the song plays on. She's starting to think, how can I get out of here now? Maybe I could say, I'm just started my period, I've got to go.
That's a good excuse, right?
Otherwise, I'm going to get blood all over the seat here. My husband had Axe shower gel. One day it came out stinking of it. I asked, you're 58, why are you wearing Axe? Hey, Axe is for people of all ages, okay? Everybody can enjoy smelling like a stud, because you see the Axe commercials. I don't know if you've seen them, but it draws chicks like the Beatles. They drew a lot of chicks, you know. But still. Listen, the metaphor is this. A chick is like a tree. If you want to slay down a chick, you gotta chop down a tree. You want to chop down a tree, you're gonna need an axe. And that's the metaphor with Axe body spray. The cool thing about Axe body spray is you can spray it on any body in space. It doesn't have to be on yourself.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Otherwise, it would say Axe your own body spray. The body spray language control law of 1792 still applies in the United States. You know, Next time, Michelle, Way, that your husband gets out of the shower, instead of saying, "You're 58, why are you wearing Axe?" Maybe just try saying, "You smell good and manly. I admire and
That's a
affirm you."
twist.
Yeah, but Midnight Blue, you don't have a very discriminating nose. Everybody knows that. You like the smell of everything, from stink bugs to apple pie.
From stink bugs to apple pie.
One time I held up a dog turd and I said, "What do you think this smells like?" And you said, "It smells good." That's how undiscriminating your nose is. To the nature needs of the nose. It's all offensively strong to the nature needs of the nose. I didn't know my nose needed nature. Now I do. I'm going to have to go stick it into some trees pretty soon. The natural needs of the nose are to not smell Axe body spray.
It's great for covering up weed smell. Like back in the day, when we would smoke in the car, since it's not legal in um, New York to have weed. We would spray Axe because it would cover up the smell of the weed really well, because it is pretty strong Axe.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it worked. I didn't particularly like the scent of the spray, but it did the job, so I didn't care.
You know what I'd like to get? Some English leather.
What's English leather?
It's this aftershave.
Oh,
My dad used to use it. I don't know. Maybe they don't even have it anymore.
let me look.
It's like the deodorant you borrow when you're staying at your boyfriend's and you didn't pack enough stuff. Well, I like to use deodorant only, the kind that you roll on. And I don't like any antiperspirant. Antiperspirant is not, doesn't feel right to me to have that dryness such that your pits have no moisture to them. Uh, are you killing your viewers in the stream? I don't think so. That's the best of my knowledge. You're very good at smelling dog poo to tell what's going wrong in dog's digestive tract. Well, Michelle Way, somebody's got to be good at that, and I'm glad it's not me. Hello, kitty. What a special kitty friend you are. Yes, Daddy knows. Daddy knows and Daddy loves. I have, I believe, currently, I don't know, some kind of deodorant. I forget what it's called. It's blue. If you're really going cheap, you get the Speed Stick green one. That one's like the cheapest deodorant there is. You got a solid 8 years of it. Got to check from the butt to the mouth what's going in and coming out. Well, more power to you, Michelle. More power to you.
I found it. English leather.
You did.
Yep.
They make it.
Mhm.
Mm. Tom's Natural Deodorant. Show media. That's just called your body stink. If your name's Tom. No, this is Capillo. Little goes a long way with the spray. Hello. Yes, Daddy knows. Daddy knows and Daddy loves. And Daddy pets. Yes. He knows and loves and pets. This kitty wants so many pets. Oh, yes. So many pets you want. Why do you want so many pets? Why aren't you satisfied with 1,000 pets? Why must you have 1,000,000 pets? Hmm? Oh, yes. Yes, Daddy knows. Daddy knows and Daddy loves. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, more pets for you. I guess she missed us. We weren't gone for a particularly long time, but they seemed pretty casual about us when we returned. But I think, well, I don't know. Capilla's always like this. She wants so many pets all the time. She didn't used to be like this. It's 4:25 in California. Yes, it is. 4:26 actually now. And that counts as still 4:20 for all of between 4:20 and 4:30 counts as 4:20. So it's time to pull the bull. In California, we are a little more lenient than that. 4:20 is anywhere between 4:20 and 4:30. So you figure you got to wait for 4:20 to arrive, and you got 10 minutes to pull your bull. You can't just have 1 minute to pull your bull. I mean, 4:20-ish, okay? 4:20-ish is more true to 4:20 than 4:20 exactly. 11:11 means that in about 45 minutes it'll be noon. Yesterday must have been a feast. Hmm. Did we have a feast yesterday? Not really. We had Old Spaghetti Factory.
Yeah.
Um, did a, we did driving yesterday and today, you know. Oh, 4:20 was yesterday? Oh, we did
Wow.
smoke a lot of weed yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
But not because it was 4:20. We didn't even think about it. Never came up.
No, it didn't even like come to my mind at all.
Me neither. But we did smoke a lot of weed yesterday. We've also smoked a lot of weed today.
Yeah.
And I imagine we'll smoke a lot more weed today before we're done. 11:11, you make a wish. He got that a little bit wrong. It's at 11:11. That's when the Make-A-Wish Foundation visits you. It informs you, number one, you're dying of cancer. Number two, what do you want? Yesterday went by so fast, it felt like it was just today. My daughter wants to throw the ball, but I'm too stressed to play. That's rock bottom. Is that a song lyric or something? Yesterday went by pretty fast. Today's going by pretty fast, too. Well, good for him. Yeah, it reads like lyrics, exactly. Islanders, get the puck, go and shoot it in the net. Take your time, but do it fast. Get a score, take the lead. You're at home in New York, down 2 games, you better win. Get the puck and score again on your skating on the ice. That's the New York Islanders official fight song, actually. Goes, Islanders, Islanders, don't be shylanders. Islanders, Islanders, win, win, win. It's Acacia.
Hey, Keisha.
Acacia, not much rhymes with your name. Not a whole lot. Vacation almost rhymes with your name. Um, Croatia. Croatia kind of rhymes with Acacia. It rhymes with Acacia. Rachel wears black, but she doesn't smoke crack. Except on Easter Sunday, of course. Everybody smokes crack on Easter Sunday. In celebration of how Jesus smoked so much crack that he rose from the dead. They leave that part out of a lot of the Bibles, but
What did they leave out?
the fact that the reason Jesus rose from the dead was that after he died, he smoked so much crack that he rose from the dead.
That's so cool.
Yeah. My grandpa says occasionally. Oh. Occasionally. Well, you should furiously correct him. Listen, old man, it's pronounced occasionally. Like that. Just really get in his face and scream at him. Don't call me your geisha, Boba Fett. I'm no geisha. I'm a geisha. It's a big difference. How can you tell what that name is? Did you know Coca-Cola still has cocoa leaf derivatives in it? I did not. My hope is that someday they put the cocaine back into it. Yeah, I've noticed a couple people that say sandwich as well. When I was a kid, I knew some people who said library. I'm going to the library. When I was a little kid, I had trouble saying aluminum. I'm not sure how exactly I said it, but it gave me trouble. Aluminum. Aluminum. I would say aluminum, but it's aluminum. There's no G in sandwich, insists Michelle Way, stomping her foot and pounding her fist on the table. Damn you! Well, my friend Corey, he refers to his pillow as his pillow. That's not your pillow. That's your pillow. Yeah, I'm not British. I'm not going to say aluminium. That's for English people. First they have tea, then they say tally ho, then they say aluminium. Shall I wrap your crumpets in aluminium? Like that. If anybody ever asks you that question, the correct answer is no. The British Isles. How many isles are there in the British Isles? Isn't it really just one? You want some crumpets? I don't know if I've really ever had a crumpet
I don't
before.
think I've had a crumpet either.
Now I want some crumpets too.
Crumpet fever.
Nah, they just stole it from the Germans. Boba Fett. Stole it and corrupted it. That's all. English muffins. English muffins are, I think, possibly the best choice for breakfast breads if they have it as a choice. You know, when they say white wheat sourdough or English muffin, I go, English muffin. English muffin.
I'll have to keep it in mind.
Well, first of all, let's say you're getting your eggs and bacon, hash browns, your normal breakfast plate, right? You get your eggs over hard, maybe over medium. Get your bacons, get your hash browns. Hopefully not home fried potatoes. Hopefully actually hash browns.
Yeah.
And then they ask you, what choice of bread do you want? Well, the advantage of having an English muffin is twofold. Number one, if you want to eat them with jam and butter on them, they're more delicious than the other kinds of bread in that capacity. Then number two, you want to make breakfast sandwich by putting a piece of your bacon, some eggs, some of your hash browns, and fold over one of the English muffins. Well, it's a sturdy breakfast sandwich thing that'll really hold your stuff and goes well with those foods anyway. So that's my advocacy in favor of selecting English muffins when they're an available choice when asked to choose between a choice of breads when ordering a breakfast plate of the normal variety, including eggs, bacon, and hash browns. Right, well, McDonald's uses English muffins for a reason. It's not just because they just picked it randomly. Spin a tail and see which bread we get. No. It's because of the many advantages of English muffins. Right, well, you got to balance your ingredients. Boba Fett's wise and correct to point this out. You have to have a certain amount of egg, one piece of bacon that does not ideally exceed the size of the folded over English muffin. You're probably going to have to break off the ends of it, right? And then put in a healthy, helpful helping of hash browns along with a dollop of ketchup on top of that. Smush it all down with your knife. Now, sure, it's going to squish out the ends a little bit. That's fine. You just bite that part off. Then you take a hearty bite of that. And you just chew that up and you say, this is what I am talking about. Flag down the waitress and she says, yes, sir. And you say, I just want to tell you, this is what I am talking about. She'll say, okay. Dismissed. And you send her on her way. She wonders if you were happy or dissatisfied. She won't know until she reads your 7-page Yelp review later on. When I first walked in, a few red flags raised alarms. Nashville hot sauce on everything is what my son agrees with. Well, I've never had Nashville hot sauce, I don't think. I don't know if it's a brand of hot sauce or is it a variety of hot sauce that is generally consumed in Nashville. Um, is it hot sauce with a country twang? Is it regular hot sauce but in cowboy boots and a cowboy hat? Help Capio out a bit. I am helping her out. She's resting her leg on my arm right here.
Yeah.
She's using it as a platform. His comment at Quick Check. What's Quick Check? Is that like a 7-Eleven? Would people ever fornicate if everyone could kiss their genitals? Would that be narcissism? No, that'd be called autoeroticism, Boba Fett. Self-stimulatory behavior. Yes, people would still fornicate because it's much better to fornicate with a human being that you have a relationship with than to just fuck your own mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Baby Ray's makes it too. Sweet Baby Ray's. I don't know if I really trust a baby to make hot sauce for me. I mean, babies can't even read the recipe.
That's a good point.
I'm going to choose instead Sweet Adult Ray's sauce. Marilyn Manson got rid of some of his ribs. Oh, God, that's disgusting.
Ew.
You make me ooh like an ooh, 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 ooh. I don't know. It's urban legend or not, it's an unpleasant set of words to encounter. Unlike these, daisies in a bouquet brighten a room's mood. See how pleasant those words were? Daisies in a bouquet brighten a room's mood. Okay, well, that's enough of talk about that. Let's stop talking about gross stuff. Let's stop talking about it right now. Gross stuff makes me vomit all over your face. But Eric, that's gross what you just said. Everybody just knock it off, including me. Okay? What do you call Helen Keller juggling 6 dead babies? Impressive.
That is impressive.
Yeah. There, I made up my own hybrid Helen Keller dead baby joke. My Beast bars come with a share piece. Every candy bar needs a share piece. Oh, Mr. Beast bars. I was thinking about how Twix, the concept of Twix is that they have 2 pieces of candy bar instead of just 1 piece of candy bar. But now, most of the time when you get Twix, you buy them in single things. Like, Twix mini bars or whatever. They just want them. So they should be compelled by their conscience to change the name to Once or Twix. Capio is officially human and aware of the stream. Capio's displayed a recent interest in the television that she didn't have heretofore. Sometimes when we're watching stuff, wants to get up there and like pat at it with her foot. So we try to tell her to get down from there because I don't want her to scratch the TV, you know.
No.
Currently, the New York Islanders are tied with the Carolina Hurricanes, a score of 0-0. The Islanders do look like perhaps they've got a little more pep in their step playing at home than they did on the road. Oh, looks like the Canes goalkeeper has caught the puck in his mitt. So now there's going to be a limbo contest to determine who gets the puck next. And I believe it's called a face-off. Actually,
Yes.
not a limbo contest. Here comes the face-off, and the Islanders have won possession of the puck. Quick slap shot goes behind the net. Rangers control and attempt to manage the situation as an offense in the Canes' end of the ice. But instead, the puck goes all the way down to the other end. And they all look disappointed. That's how hockey should be commentated. Now that guy's standing there. He's about to engage in another face-off in front of the Canes' goal. The Islanders, they win the face-off, they get the puck, but there's a foul called. Somebody did something wrong. Well, I wonder what it could be. It turns out that Palmieri was guilty of vandalism. It's an unusual penalty. What did he get called for? Tripping? It doesn't say. Carolina power play for 2 minutes, though, regardless. So this is a dangerous moment for the New York Islanders. And we'll see how their penalty killing team does. Already they're trying to pound it into the goal. The Islanders kicking it back out, but that was pretty hit and miss there for a second. Uh-oh. Is there people fighting? Nope, they're not. They're done fighting now. Now here come the Carolinas again. They're going to try their best to score a goal. But New York's going to try to stop them. Oh, there's another stoppage of play. What happened this time? Mr. Neckis fell down or something. Oh, cow.
That was
Well, I'm not... Sorry, go ahead.
no, that was good defense.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened in this most recent time to stop play. Do either of us like green tea? I don't actively dislike green tea.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I really only drink it when having the matcha kind,
Mm.
and I like it frozen. But I don't dislike green tea.
I mostly just like regular unsweetened iced tea, which I think is made out of black tea. But I just don't drink very much hot tea. If I'm going to drink a hot beverage, most of the time, that beverage will be coffee. I agree, matcha does taste like grass, and yet, in a weird way, it tastes good. It tastes like kind of like alfalfa or something. What was that sound? Did you hear that? Must have been the fridge, I guess. I don't know.
What did it sound like?
It sounded like, I don't know, maybe like a package being thrown over there or something. Let me go look. Could have been Sasquatch. It could have been a bugbear.
Bugbear?
Yeah, it's a monster from Dungeons and Dragons. Could have been a beholder. One of those floating eyeballs. Could have been Paul Bunyan. I hear he lives around here.
Really?
Yeah. But instead, it was none of those things. It was instead the void of nothingness. I hope you all enjoyed seeing the void of nothingness. So, oh, gross. You have a modern day Mini? Yes, I do. Pretty good little car.
It is.
You know, pretty sturdy mount.
Yeah, it is.
Mine is a 6-shift, too. It's not nearly as sporty or high performance as my dad's was. My dad's was very high performance. You punched that thing, it flew. I don't like this commercial.
I don't either.
It's like, be proud of your mustache. Just, can we just not, like, encourage awkwardness or something?
Yeah.
Well, you should buy an old one then, Michelle. Should go get an old one right now. One that's 10,000 years old. The oldest Mini Cooper is said to have been made 10,000 years ago by the forefathers of the ancient Greeks.
By the forefathers of the ancient Greeks?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Those ones are hard to come by.
Would you like another?
Yes, please. Maybe a green one this time instead of a brown one.
Okay.
Yeah, my car does have TWFP branding on it. The license plate says TWFP. Which makes me feel like, hey, Eric, you've done a great job of branding. You should pat yourself on the back with your branding hand. I think I'm probably hungry for food. I did have a little food today. I had a egg muffin and a hash brown. That was a little while back. Should probably make something to eat for dinner here pretty soon. What should we make? Should we make French bread pizza? What do you think? Let's make French bread pizzas for dinner. That's not difficult. Life for the French bread pizza. I'll make us French bread pizzas, okay?
Okay.
Life for the French bread pizza. It's like having dinner in Gay Paris combined with having dinner in Rome. So, step 1 to cooking French bread pizzas. Put this at 400 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. If you put it at 400 degrees Celsius, it's going to be much too hot. Don't make that mistake. I'd be surprised if your oven goes up to 400 degrees Celsius. How hot would that be in Fahrenheit? I bet it would be a lot of Fahrenheit. (450 degrees Celsius) is 1,000,000,000,000 degrees Fahrenheit. I didn't think it was going to be that much. Somebody tell me. Somebody who can do complicated math in their head. Somebody who knows how to go like this. And tell me, how much is 450 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? Make sure to do this part. And then tell me the answer. So that I may know. Because what's most important in life is that Daddy knows. So we've got to make sure that I know what the answer is. I'm going to guess 1,240 degrees. I guess I'll have to Google it myself when I get inside. Less than 800 degrees? Oh. Well. Celsius. Weak. Still, don't cook your French fried pizzas at 800 degrees. You might think, hey, instead of cooking it for 20 minutes at 400 degrees, I'll just cook it for 10 minutes at 800 degrees. Not a good idea. Not everything works like that. It's like I can wear one pair of pants that fits me or two pairs of pants that are half my size. No, it doesn't work, right? You can't just combine them into one fitting pair of pants. Won't work. It's important to remember that. Some things you can combine and some things you can't. Right? A 100 in the shade equals hot. That's true. 100 in the sun equals hot as well, I would say. 100 in the moonlight, that's definitely a hot night. If it's 100 in a cage at the bottom of the ocean, you're in a very hot spot in the ocean. You're probably near a volcanic vent or something. That explains the 100 degrees, but not why you're in a cage at the bottom of the ocean. Are you some kind of aquatic monster who's been locked up for the safety of society? Possibly. Are you a scientist doing research on the effects of being at the bottom of the ocean on cages? Possibly. Are you hoping small fish dwellers, ocean dwellers, fishes and other small creatures will be enticed to enter into the cage because you're in there making it look so appealing? Possibly. Is the cage just a metaphor? Maybe what you're really trapped in at the bottom of the ocean is the fact that you're dead. Maybe it's cement, actually. Maybe you got trapped in an accident. They were pouring some cement off of a boat one day, and you accidentally fell between the cement and the water. And it went all the way down, and now you're cemented down there. Maybe that's what it means. Everything can mean anything to anybody at any time. Everybody has their own truth. It's their feelings. You like my blouse? Thanks. I call it my Charlie Brown shirt. Because not quite, right? It doesn't have yellow, it has brown. I mean, it has beige instead of yellow with the brown. That differentiates it from a straight up Charlie Brown shirt. Plus, it's got this handy chest pocket where I keep my breast. I need a pocket for my breast because I'm a growing young woman. I may still be flat, but give me a few years. I'm sure it'll blossom soon. I'm a late bloomer, I'll admit it. Most people enter puberty before their 50s. But, I'm patient. I'm confident that one of these days, I'm going to have my period. The combination between Freddy Krueger and the Blues Clues guy? Freddy Blues Krueger. Well, I do share with Freddy Krueger the ability to go into your dreams. However, I don't share with him the desire to do so. I'm busy with my own dreams naturally. Mostly I dream of pine cones and squirrels. Bringing the two together in holy matrimony. My dream is someday to marry a pine cone and a squirrel in holy matrimony here at my house. Because a lot of people say that's not okay, that's not natural. Squirrels shouldn't marry pine cones. But I say they're both of the woodlands. It's okay. And just because we use premises and reasoning doesn't mean other possibilities aren't included. Well, it depends. What you're saying is permute. We can do your counter plan and still do our plan. Sometimes that's true and sometimes it's not. It depends on how what's being discussed is framed. That's why words are used to establish a framework when people do real argumentation, so that when a term is used, it's been operationalized such that everybody can follow the reasoning and logic. The thing is, you got to keep in mind the nature of the systems you're talking about. If you're talking about closed system things, it's conceivable to account for all the possibilities. If you're talking about things that are open system, then it's probably a futile endeavor to do too much predictive work anyway. Stuff that's deductively derived is really just top level stuff anyway. It's like why we should follow process integrity instead of trying to attain outcome specificities. It's because it's so much more sexy. More sexy than the sexiest thing that you ever saw. Which was something that was shaped like a pear. A kumquat perhaps. Okay, we ready to go inside? I think so. I believe I smoked that cigarette using my smoking lungs, which fortunately I brought with me today. Hi.
It beeped.
What's it? Oh, the oven?
Mm-hmm.
That means it's time to put in French bread pizzas. Now these are French bread pizzas, so they won't respond to you if you talk to them in English. Bonsoir? Oh, oui, oui. Oh, oui, oui. Le pain de français. Oh, monsieur. Okay, now, what you have to do is look at the box and see how long it says. Because these are not the normal ones. These are the extra cheese ones. So instead of 18 minutes, these require 20 minutes. It's 2 more minutes to account for, presumably, the extra cheese. Okay, there's one. I guess I should show you this instead of my underarm. This would be so much more entertaining. Yep, that's right. FBP's in the house. Okay. You go sur la plage. There. Quelle heure est-il? Having communicated with your French bread pizzas in their native tongue, it is now time to set the timer on the stove. It's also well past time for Eric to take the trash out. He's playing, let's see how high I can stack it before it falls over. Nope, we don't have any garlic bread. We just have French bread pizzas. The ultimate combination of France, Italy, and America. I think it's fair to say that's what the French bread pizza is.
Yeah, it is.
It's the savory union of Italy, France, and America.
Italy, France, and America.
If I was lazy, I could put it in the microwave. But even if you put it in the microwave, you're supposed to put it in the oven for a while first. So it's like, why even bother? You just might as well put it in the oven for the whole 20 minutes.
Right.
It's not that long. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Fisticuffs, fisticuffs. Don't say that. Perhaps Nicodemus' query is too spiritual for many to grasp. Who is the arbiter of reasoning and logic judgment? Yes, me. Let's see what this thing says here. I married my friend Jen's cat and dog who are sisters. Is that bad TI on Jen's part? Oh, that's a tough question, Rachel. Doesn't mean other possibilities are simply excluded. Right, typically you define the scope of inclusion and exclusion in your premises, right? So if it were to be the case that eucalyptus trees were the only kinds of trees that grew in Mariposa County, and it were to be the case that I looked at a eucalyptus tree I looked at a tree in Mariposa County, but it necessarily be the case that I was looking at a eucalyptus tree. The answer is yes. You have a candle that talks. You can use it as a centerpiece with your talking pizza. Well, I don't think we have any talking candles. I don't even think we have any listening candles. So we'll just have to eat it with our mouths and be okay with that. That guy got slashed in the nose so bad.
Yeah, he really did.
That's brutal. And he's just smiling, putting his helmet back on. I'm like, I had no problem, whatever.
Well, he was like wincing when they like were putting the, I'm guessing like hydrogen peroxide or alcohol on it. I don't know which one, but
Yeah, but I mean, considering how bad that looks,
yeah.
for him to just wince a little bit and then a second later be smiling and putting his helmet back on, it seems crazy to me.
Yeah, I know.
Why do you put things like that? Huh? Why? Do. Today, a premise was made that Catholics are not Christians. This is a faulty premise because it makes one think the variable is Catholicism rather than faith in Jesus. Well, that's not a premise necessarily. I mean, it could be used as a premise. Catholics are not Christians. But it sounds like a conclusion that somebody's trying to affirm. And whether or not they make an argument is unclear. Certainly Catholics are Christians. I mean, what else could you call them? They're not Hindus. They're not Buddhists. They're not Zoroastrians. So yeah, I would agree that Catholics are Christians. Christians is a umbrella term that includes a lot of different sects. Catholicism is one such.
Yeah, like I think like Lutheran would still be under the umbrella of
Christian, as is Presbyterian, Protestant, yeah, Baptists. Baptists are Christians. The Eastern Orthodox Christians, well, I agree they have some substantial interpretive differences. I guess you'd still call them Christians, though. I mean, they still call themselves Christians.
They celebrate Easter. They have an Easter, so that generally goes along with believing in Jesus.
Or eggs.
Or eggs.
Maybe they're just big fans of rabbits and eggs.
Yeah.
Those damn Catholics, if I say they aren't Christians, that'll show them. Right. They're just trying to convey how much disdain they have for that group that they've demonized. That's all. It's a common enough ploy, but an annoying one. That's hooking. You just got caught hooking. I hope they didn't call it.
Isles?
Oh, they did call it.
They called it.
Gosh darn it. The Carolinas now have a power play.
Again?
Yes, they do. And do you know what they exercise during a power play? power, the power to score goals. We'll see if they have sufficient power to score a goal in this particular instance of running their offense with a man advantage. Let's find out. They're passing it around like nobody's business. Oops. Try not to get offsides. Now he's going to pass it to him. Now pass it back to him. Now go over there to him. Now pass it back to the top. Now the guy at the top's going to pass it over to the side. 88 goes underneath by the side of the basket. And now 88 goes to the front. And he shoots. It's blocked by the goalie. The goalie did a good job of blocking it. Now, Carolina's swinging it around. Now I have it. Now you have it. Shoot again. No, I missed. Oh, now the Islanders have it. They're going to kick it down to over there. But after they've crossed the red line so they don't get any icing penalty. Confession, I only like my eggs sunny side up, and I'm fine with that, but I'll go for over easy at times. Going once, going twice. Gone. I don't want either sunny side up or over easy.
Over hard, please. For me.
I'd prefer over medium if I could be confident you'd do it right, but I'd rather err on the side of too hard than too soft. Over medium has to be orange in color and have a thick viscosity that's not, you wouldn't call it runny, but it still oozes a little bit. That's called over medium, and it is, in my opinion, the proper kind of egg. But I often order it over hard because I don't trust their over medium. If they err on the side of too soft, then it's just like, okay, now this is just over easy. Why would you even call this over medium? Somebody report that cooked the egg police.
I don't want to go to the egg police as a chef. Where's it cooked?
Well, you know what they do to punish you? They make you stand against the wall and they throw eggs at you until you've learned your lesson.
That's how you learn.
And sometimes it's as many as 10,000 eggs
Oh my gosh.
before a person has learned their lesson. As you can imagine, after having 10,000 eggs thrown at you, you are really covered in eggs.
Yeah.
Did they get it in? Is it a goal?
No.
Should he stop it? He's got it in his hand. Yeah. He had it in his hand the whole time.
Wow, that's great.
He said, hey, stop hitting me with your sticks. I got it in my hand.
Yeah, I got it in my hand. Stop hitting me with those sticks.
But they didn't listen. They kept hitting him and hitting him. So number 8 said, nuh-uh. You get off of my goalkeeper, you. Don't try to hug him. He pulled him away. And that was the story of that. Still 0-0. The Islanders not quite yet out of this series. If they win this game, anything's possible, you know.
Yeah.
If they lose this, they're down 3-0. I don't think so. I don't think so. Who ate the first egg? I want to time travel and meet them. It actually wasn't that long ago. It was Elvis Presley.
Really?
1962. He's the first person ever to eat an egg. He ate it on a dare. But, you know, on that first egg, he ate the shell and everything. It wasn't until many years later they figured out if you take the shell off, it's a lot better. Yeah. Don't feel bad if you don't know that. That's pretty obscure trivia. A lot of people don't know that. We can't eat these eggs with suspicious minds. I agree. You have to be credulous. You have to be willing to believe anything to eat an egg.
Mm-hmm.
Within the egg is the promise of new life. And the promise of new life means belief. New life believes. It believes that if it chirps, its mother will give it a worm. Drop of milk in your scrambled eggs, yay or nay? I say nay, but my mom did it that way. I find that it came out a little wet, that way. You don't want wet eggs. Nobody wants wet eggs. No, he just swallowed the whole thing, whole.
Wow.
Yeah, shell and everything.
Was it on Easter?
Yeah, the Easter Bunny forced it down his throat, actually.
Whoa.
But, in kind of one of those mutually cooperative ways like they do with tequila shots in Mexico.
Okay, so they shook his head a little bit.
Yeah, right. Said ay, 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 and stuff like that. They let him lick some salt afterwards. The Easter Bunny does lay his own eggs, but he doesn't lay nearly enough of them to account for all the eggs he has to pass out. So that's why most of the time people get chicken eggs. They don't even know it. They think, oh, I'm getting Easter Bunny rabbit eggs, but he obviously cannot lay that many eggs, especially since he's a male. That limits his egg production substantially. I like it rubbery. Tomatoes, peppers, onions, pepper all thrown in with a dollop of butter. A dollop? Are you sure that's enough butter? I think you should try 2 dollops. I think 3 dollops equals a scoop. And a scoop and a half is about a full cup of butter. Oh, kiddiness. Why are you so filled with meows? Is it because of your soft fur? Is
She's purring?
No, I said fur.
Oh.
Fur, not purr. True story. I once tried to sell Elvis Presley's pubic hairs on eBay jokingly and got banned. Well, of course it was a joke. You'd never let go of those things. I mean, those are precious family heirlooms.
Yeah.
Elvis's pubes? The shit your mom had to go through to get those. So anyway, the Islanders are It looked like they had an opportunity coming up there, but then the Carolinas made good defenses and successfully prevented the assault of the Islanders upon their goal. Oh, good defense. Islanders stopped. Oh, now they called a foul. Another penalty? Islanders, you need to stop penaltying. You keep giving them one-man advantages. I'm watching the sport of hockey. The Islanders are playing the Carolinas. And the Islanders keep spending time in the penalty box, while Carolina continues enjoying power play opportunities, at which they attempt to score goals, carrying a man advantage. Nevertheless, heretofore, the New York Islanders have prevented the Carolina Hurricanes from scoring any goals. But you got to wonder how long their luck's going to last. They keep having to play a man down. Carolina is passing it around, looking for a chance, looking for their shot at goal. Around and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. There's a shot on goal that was either deflected by the goalie or otherwise hit the post or something and bounced back out. Yeah, there is field hockey. This is real hockey, though. Ice hockey. Ice hockey. Ice hockey is the most tough guy sport there is, I think. Even tougher than football. These guys are always getting their teeth knocked out like it's nobody's business. You know, you'd think ice skating was kind of a sissy thing, but hockey's the least sissy thing in the world. They're so tough. Hockey is so tough that fighting is just a regular penalty, like tripping. In other sports, it's like, oh, you got suspended from your games because you got into a fight. In this sport, it's just a penalty in the game. Like they expect there to be some fighting, and sometimes you get a penalty for it. Sometimes, not necessarily.
Sometimes they let them go at it.
They just let them fight it out, and then they resume play, and then that's it. It's a funny sport. But that nose injury that guy sustained earlier, wow, that was nasty looking.
Yeah, it was.
He didn't even consider like saying, okay, I've had enough hockey for today.
Yeah, not at all.
Sebastian Chabel. I don't know who Sebastian Chabel is. Oops, our pizzas are ready. Come on, guys. Let's go back into the kitchen, open the oven, and see what we've made. I think you're going to find that this recipe brings everybody at the table, brings a smile to everybody's face. Doesn't that look wonderful? And you can just smell the melted cheese and the toasted bread. This is truly a confluence of cultures. We've got the marinara sauce of Italy, the bread of France, and the cheese of America. All right, so the next thing we're going to need to do is acquire two, not one, but two paper plates. A huge house and you're making French bread pizzas? A shame. I mean, do you think we should make bigger food because we're in a big house? Think the food looks too small in comparison or something? Hey, these are Stauffers, okay? We didn't buy cheap-ass Red Baron pizzas or something. I guess she's saying we're not eating fancy enough. We don't eat very fancy at all. We did buy a bunch of cheap-ass Mama Celeste pizzas, too.
Thank you, thank you.
I also brought some cheap-ass frozen burritos. Some cheap-ass cutlets. Some cheap ass bread. Thanksgiving dinner. That sounds like a lot of steps. She disapproves of my shortcut style. I mean, I didn't even, this is not shortcut. This is long cut.
Yeah.
Shortcut is stick something in the microwave. Extra long cut, bacon and broils, you know. Sometimes I'll make bacon. I never make bacon in the microwave. I make that in the pan. And I got to broil the bread. It sort of, somewhere less long cut than that is sandwiches. Well, you know, there are sandwiches of varying degrees of complexity as well. The quickest, dirtiest sandwich of all is just bread, lunch meat, and mustard.
Yeah, that is. That's even quicker and dirtier than peanut butter and jelly.
You're too lazy to even cut cheese. So that's as quick and dirty as it gets. Well, if you want to put a little bit more effort into a sandwich, put some lettuce on it, some onions on it, maybe a little bit of Roquefort dressing, some horseradish mustard, cheese, meat. Well, you're looking at a pretty tasty dish there, especially if you toast the bread. Oh, yeah. What's lunch meat? Just low quality entrails? It's whatever it says it is. It's either roast turkey, ham, pastrami, bologna. If you get bologna, that's like the lowest quality lunch meat there is. Well, see, now you're really talking about a full blast, full effort sandwich. I like the idea of having bacon on the sandwich. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great idea, a great addition to a sandwich. But what about the reality that you're going to have to cook a whole package of bacon to cook any bacon at all? I never cook anything less than a full package of bacon at a time. I could, I suppose, but then the problem is, then next time I wanted bacon, I would have less than a full package of bacon. That's not going to do. The other night, I had a full package of bacon and 2 pieces of bread for dinner. Rachel was in bed. She didn't even split it with me.
No!
Oh! Did they score again?
I think so.
They did.
They did.
2-0. We are having plenty of cheese on these French bread pizzas with extra cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Boba Fett usually is clad in a burqa.
Oh, they took away.
Oh,
I don't know why.
I don't know. They was put on closed captions. Well, nobody can tell for sure because he's covered head to toe in a burqa. That's the advantage of being a burqa wearer. Nobody knows what you are. Maybe you're a Chewbacca underneath that.
Parenting?
Because, Chewbacca's have that same rule for their women.
I mean, I thought that went in. Doesn't that count as going in?
I can't see
Um,
if it goes over the line or not.
it was over the line. He kicked it though. Like he kicked it in.
Oh, it's got to completely cross the red line.
It did.
Oh, it did? You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the hockey gods disagree with you. I think they have some kind of technology that has like a sensor in it so it knows whether it completely crosses the line or not.
Yeah, it does. I don't know. I think it was a bad call, but
What's a NIQAB? It's like a burqa, but completely transparent. Hijabis. I like your hijabby. Looking pretty good on you. Wear it down to the beach with me and we'll go swimming in the stew. Hijabby. I think even a woman's eyes showing is too immodest. She should need to wear a veil. That's tough to say.
it looks like it goes over the line. Not there. There. Over the line. Over the line.
Okay.
He just like tucks it back in. Oh wow.
I'd like Rachel to wear a hibaji underneath a niqab, underneath a burqa, and on top of it all, have a bikini.
And on top of it all, I like that.
Yeah. You're not really showing anything, but you're showing, hey, I can be fun.
Yeah.
Alternately, we could enclose you in a box and wheel you around.
Okay.
That way nobody will be able to see anything about you at all.
No. There's just like a hole for me to breathe, right?
Yeah, but we'll have to make sure it's screened heavily so that nobody can see through the hole. And then you could also have a speaker that you can hear things from outside and you can have your voice projected. Your voice will be projected, but it'll be pitched down so it sounds like a man's voice.
Oh.
But so that nobody's confused, though, we're going to have a sign on your box that says, "I am not a man."
That's good.
Yeah. We don't want them to give you any privileges.
Oh, that's why.
Mm-hmm. Salam. Today, I want to introduce you to the Muhammad-approved wife box. As you can see, your wife loses none of her mobility. She can be wheeled around wherever you want her to go.
Now you can wheel her around wherever she wants to go. How do you put it in the car?
Muhammad-approved wife box folds in two distinct ways.
Oh.
At the knees and then again at the waist. So you can keep her in the white box in the car, no problems.
Makes traveling fun.
Yeah. It's the only way to guarantee no leering eyes of hungry men are able to look upon your flesh. I find a woman wearing a hijab but tight jeans quite disrespectful of the religion. You mean Islam? And you're offended on Islam's behalf because those women are disrespecting their religion? How magnanimous of you, Michelle. Are you okay with some of the Islamic stuff? Like a whole praying 5 times a day? And the whole, don't eat pork thing? What a cool title. How did you arrive at your heart complete with an emoji as a truth crystal? I don't know. I just thought of like something super kind of woohoo-y to say or something. Hijab plus Daisy Dukes.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well, they say it's like a mix of opposites when you go certain ways. So if you're going to be fully covered somewhere, you gotta show your skin other places.
Yeah. They should just put those shirts on that have like a picture of a body in a bikini on it,
Yes.
all the way down so that they just have a cartoon of their body.
Mhm.
They can choose whatever body they want that way,
That's great. I want that too.
It's like going to an IFB church and wearing Daisy Dukes with a super low cut top. What's an IFB church? Infinitely fucking big. At our church, we believe God is infinitely fucking big. Join IFB Church today. You think your God's big? Think again. IFB Church makes washing machines? Well, that would be offensive to them then if you go in with Daisy Dukes and a super low cut top. Independent Fundamental Baptist King James Bible Believers. Independent Fundamental Baptist, huh? We're into the fundamentals of baptism. It's all about that water, that baby, and that dipping the baby into water. Those are the fundamentals of baptism, and those are the fundamental tenets of our church. Find a baby, find some water, dip the baby in the water. Crass, I have not seen you be crass, have I? And yes, I know you joke. How you doing? He doing fine. Offshoot of the good old boy Baptist believers. Yeah, the dudes would love a chance to shame that girl. Shame on you for showing your legs. Shame on you for showing your tits. Get out of here, 'cause God hates heathens like you. Listen, I know I made that chick. That doesn't mean I think it's okay to look at her. You keep that bitch covered up, all right? Love God. I'm sure that that's the memo God's sending down. Oh, good Lord, do not let that hot chick show any of her flesh. That's completely unacceptable. You're making me, God, blush. I don't think that's okay. Ergo, you're all going to hell. But God, why do we all have to go to hell? Because you let a slut into your church, that's why. A filthy, whoring slut. But I'm a virgin. It doesn't matter, you're showing too much flesh. Let me get a cigarette. Eventually, God comes down and intervenes. He's like, look, guys, you want to hate the gays? Whatever, go ahead, hate the gays. But can we take it easy on the sluts, please? This comes from me, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost. We're all like, hey, let them dress however they want, you know? When they're in church, we get like close-up views of everything. They don't call him the Holy Ghost for nothing. He's known for slaying puss and then ghosting. You know? Obviously, he doesn't want all the chicks all burked out, you know? What do I look like? Muhammad? No. I'm the Almighty God. Jesus, my son, may have long hair, but he still likes a nice pair of titties. And you want to talk about a horn dog, Archangel Michael. There's a reason why they call him the fiery sword of God, you know what I'm saying? They're referring to his schlong and how he used it to slay the puss, you know. If I wasn't clear enough in my innuendo. I actually do think you were probably clear enough in your innuendo. But thanks for explicating nevertheless. In case any of us missed what you were getting at. You know, to sanitize the Bible, they cut out all the parts about slaying puss. But it was in there originally. Because the thing is, after Jesus rose from the dead, well, at that point, he was immune from sin. So he banged a lot of chicks. You know, he always told them ahead of time, hey, just FYI, I am a zombie. But they were cool with it. He didn't smell like most zombies. He smelled like loaves and fishes. A little bit like the feet he had been washing. Not to mention sawdust. He was a carpenter, after all. His first wife, he got married after he died, after he rose from the dead. His first wife used to nag him. You stink like sawdust again. He'd be like, I have had enough of your nagging. Then he'd forgive her again, you know. Finally, she pushed him too far and he said, that's it, I'm getting a divorce. He went down to the local divorce store, got a cheapo divorce, came back to haunt him. Wife got a lawyer. He had to pay alimony. His second wife was named Barbara. She was a fishmonger. He didn't like the way she always stank like fish, but he got used to it. They had several kids together. Jesus Jr., Jesus the Third, and Jesus the Fourth. So they named their kids. They're all girls. None of them got crucified, so, you know. They did a little better than their dad. Of course, Jesus Jr. got pregnant at like 13 years old. She was always a wild one, but Jesus the Fourth was a good girl. She ended up marrying the mayor of Jerusalem. And together they founded a charity called Jesus' Kids Charity. They offered anybody a free foot washing. Just for the asking. Oh, I thought Carolina had scored too. I guess not. They must have. Oh, no, they did. They did score. Right. There's this. This is intermission. They're showing highlights. Well. Anyway. After that, the family line becomes a little bit muddled because not only was Jesus of Nazareth, but his last name was also Nazareth. And it was a common last name at the time. So there's a lot of Jesus Nazareth, Jesus the Third Nazareth, Jesus Nazareth the Third. It's not clear which of them are actually relatives, because it was a family tradition to name all of the kids Jesus. Until one day, one of the Jesuses married a Mexican woman, and then they decided to name their kid Jesus. Nice spot for bird watching. Yeah, we get to watch some birds. They come around for the cutlets I leave out for them. And mostly we've been getting some little birds. But there are crows and hawks, turkeys, vultures. What about water? Well, a city. Well, a city. Well, a city. Or tank. Or cistern. Don't forget those other options. You could be on tank water like we are. Or you could have your own cistern. There are options 3 and 4 there that you didn't list. If you're going to give her a multiple choice test, Michelle Way, you should list all the multiple choices. Perhaps they get their water by gathering condensed dew in the morning. Every morning, Winston's mom gets up and licks dew off of the leaves in the grass. That's how she gets her water. When she wants to take a shower, she just rolls around in dew-covered grass. If you had 2 commas there, Winston's mom, you'd be drinking some other kind of liquid. I have water from Crab Orchard Utility, and it's not, well, water. What is it? It's Jell-O. You have Jell-O that comes out of your faucet? Yeah, sometimes it's cherry, sometimes it's peach, sometimes asparagus flavored. And when you pee asparagus pee onto the asparagus Jell-O in your toilet, it's like a full circle. It's like the circle of life. The circle of asparagus life. Asparagus life, or as some people call it, La Vida Loco. A life lived purely in pursuit of asparagus. Can you really say it's any life at all? What about artichokes, you may be asking? Don't even go there. Don't even go there with your artichokes, okay? I don't even want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to see about it. I don't want to hear about it. Now, you guys keep an eye on the door and let me know if any ghosts come in, okay? Because I can't watch out for ghosts while I'm peeing. And you can't pee while you're watching out for ghosts. So together, we can do both. Actually, since I can see the phone from where I am, I can also watch for ghosts. If you do see a ghost, you'll probably see a filmy white person-shaped outline, probably with old-timey clothes on. Maybe walk through the open door and then directly into and through a wall. Those would be telltale signs that it's a ghost. Other signs of a ghost are a small cat-like creature at the bottom of the door. It's a sure sign of ghost activity. Especially if there's like a flipping tail kind of an action that usually indicates a ghost. There, right there. The cat was scared away by something. What was it? Could it possibly have been a ghost? If so, the ghost of whom or what? Well, logically, a cat's going to be most scared of a dog ghost. Therefore, you just saw proof of dog ghosts at my house. No, trouble, you cannot have that. You may not play with this. No. No, 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 no. This cat, he thinks the world is his oyster, including my lavalier mic cord. Regarding that last bit, he is incorrect. That is not his oyster. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. And when did he develop such a taste for oysters anyway? Did he used to live by the ocean? Did he shuck them himself? If not, did they have a friendly gentleman who shucked the oysters for them? I'm assuming there was more than one cat in this oceanside colony. Lastly, what did they do with the pearls? Just being cats, did they just toss them aside like they were worthless because they didn't know any better? Or did they gather them together, make a necklace, and seduce Diana, Prince of Wales? I mean, Princess of Wales. If you want to seduce a princess, bring a string of natural pearls. As natural and true as a woman in a burqa. What do you think God's more offended by? A short skirt or a halter top? I'm not sure either. The only thing I am sure of is that he's livid. I did not give you those titties for people to look at them. Get some bulky sweaters right now, lady. Sweet home, Tennessee. Land of Nashville, land of tea. Land of country, land of rodeos, trucks, and kicking cow tongue. Those are all the things that happen in Tennessee. Plus the annual Tennessee Jamboree, which celebrates 3,000 years of Tennessee's history. Tennessee began 3,000 years ago when white man explorer Bob Smith happened upon its fruitful shores, and he had already stopped at 9 previous places. So he said, Tennessee. And everybody thought he had said Tennessee, and that's how it got its name. And then he civilized the savages a little bit and went back to Europe, you know. If you read the Gnostic version of history, that's what happened. And if you aren't reading the Gnostic version of history, you're being Gennady. Gennady. Don't be Gennady. Read the Gnostic version of history. The true story of Tennessee's origins. Like, do you know that Nashville was named after Canadian Steve Nash? Little known fact for such a hotbed of Americana. Yep, named after a Canadian basketball player. There's an area called the Fun Zone that runs Nashville to Atlanta. What kind of fun is there? Are there safaris? Are there rock throwing contests? Are there piñatas? Nashville to Asheville to Atlanta. The Fun Zone. It's a triangle. Well, triangles are fun. They're a lot more fun than that dowdy old square, whose very name is synonymous with not being fun. But maybe not as fun as a bunch of squiggly lines. What kind of triangle is it? Is it an isosceles triangle? A right triangle? Be more specific, Michelle. Inquiring minds want to know. What kind of triangle is it? There's a yard sale that runs for miles around here called the 127 yard sale because it runs for 127 miles. That's a lot of yard sale. You could really fill up your car with knickknacks. Oh my gosh, look at this little wooden guy. It's only 50 cents? I'll buy it. Then I'll take it home and throw it away. Let's go, Islanders. Don't be Shylanders. Are previously diagnosed in the first two games in the series. The Islanders' main problem is that they're being Shylanders. And you have to be bold in the game of hockey if you want to succeed. The thing about the Islanders, of course, there's no easy way to shorten that name. Like the Hurricanes have on their jersey, the Canes. What are you going to put for the Islanders? The Landers? The Anders? You know, it's not possible. There's no good shortener of it. The Eyes? No. So anyway, they're the Islanders, and that's all they are. I guess there's an advantage to not being able to be nicknamed. You always get called by your official name if you want that. Wow, that guy got flipped over.
Yeah, he did.
He looks like he's a little bit hurt. Well, and a penalty has been called. Seems perhaps this time the Islanders will get to have a power play. Eilers. I like that, but that's about as good as you can do with it.
Oh, Eilers is good.
The Eilers.
Some call them the Isles.
The Isles?
Mm-hmm.
But Clutterbuck got just clutterbucked. Oi. He got flipped over and landed on his head. Clutterbuck. He's got a cool last name. Clutterbuck. I mean, who in the world is named Clutterbuck? That guy. That's who's named Clutterbuck. Lane Clutterbuck. Jess Davis, we're just discussing hockey player Lane Clutterbuck. What a crazy last name to have. Clutterbuck. I mean, that's not going to play well in the elementary school playground.
No.
No. Clutterbuck. You Clutterbuck. It sounds like an insult. Jess Davis. You're here, you're queer, you're watching hockey with us. So anyway, Clutterbuck is now sitting on the bench recovering from his involuntary flip. And the Islanders shooting at the goal, but they're not getting it past the goalkeeper. And of course, unless you can do that, you're never going to get it into the back of the net, whereupon a goal will be counted. He's here, he's queer, he's ready for beer. He might be. It's supposed to be liquor then beer. Never fear. Beer than liquor, never sicker. Remember that. I'm spending much more time, it seems like, in this period on the Canes half of the ice. That's good.
That is good.
They're getting shots. It doesn't seem like anyone particularly close to scoring, but they're trying to shoot through so much traffic.
No.
You're not going to be able to squeeze it through all those guys. Oh, you missed it. You had a good chance there, and you missed it. Watch out. Well, they had the power play, and they accomplished nothing with it. They got no goals from it. What would you do with the Drunkens? Oh, they gave it up in their own end really dangerously, but they escaped by the skin of their collective teeth. Now another Islander is going to the bench because he seems to have hurt his leg in some fashion.
Yeah.
He was skating on one foot and holding his other leg up like, ow, ow, ow. Well, they're back to 5-on-5. But the Islanders still have the puck. But now there's been another penalty called? Which one? What was it this time? What happened? Everybody forge your own shanty. Step 1. Shanty forge. Step 2. Dilapidate. Dilapidate your shanty so that it's completely unsteady. Step 3. Sleep in it all night long.
In the water or on land?
On land. You don't normally have a shanty on water. Yeah. It'd be like a dinghy. Dinghies are the shanties of the water. A shanty is like a dilapidated old shack.
A dinghy?
A dinghy is a small boat that you put on the water. Well, the Islanders still barely have control of the puck. And, they're trying their best. They're saying, hey, let's try to score a goal while we're down here. But to no avail. The Canes have cleared it. The Islanders have regained possession, but now it's down on their own end. They're trying to get it to their guys. Ooh, nice pass.
Yeah.
Oh, he had a one-on-one with the goalie, but the goalie won that one-on-one, reducing that one-on-one to just a 1. And in the score column, a 0. Not a bad idea, but it didn't get all the way through. It just kind of squirted out behind him enough that he could grab it with his mitt. Put him in the stream, win the something. Yeah, put him in the stream, win the something.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. That's exactly the condition upon which stream putting in should occur. Early in the morning, just about supper time. I'm down the corner, things are starting to unwind. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Down on the corner, out in the street, Billy and the poor boys playing down the nickel stompy feet. The old standbys of John Fogerty's Creedence Clearwater Revival. The huge chorus carrying the song. I think that probably CCR's best song is Millionaire's Son.
Oh, that's a good song.
Hail to the chief. What would I do with the drunken sailor? Nothing. Continue walking past him. Hope that responsibility for this drunken sailor doesn't for some reason fall on my shoulders. Oh, wait. Check that. I would put him in bed with the captain's daughter. That's what you're supposed to do.
Oh.
That way everybody's happy. The captain, the captain's daughter, the drunken sailor, everybody wins. The problem is it's early in the morning and you're having to deal with a drunken sailor. He's been drinking for a long time.
Yeah.
It's like 4 a.m. and he's still causing problems. Boy, he needs to crash out at that point.
Yeah.
You know, my concern is if he's still up causing problems at 4 a.m. after a night full of drinking, did he come upon some speed? That would possibly explain it.
It would possibly explain it.
Otherwise, why hasn't he passed out yet? Uh-oh. It's okay. Everybody's fine. Sorokin, you got the puck. And now there'll be a little face-off, but that'll be all right. Okay, here's the face-off in front of the Islanders' goal. Keep wanting to call them the Rangers. They're the same colors as the Rangers. Isn't that weird?
What?
The Islanders and the Rangers have the same colors?
Islanders are orange and blue.
What are the Rangers?
Red and blue.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, color me wrong. The Islanders, therefore, associate with the Mets.
Yes.
Did they purposely have the same colors as the Mets?
I don't
They should have chosen the color of Long Island.
What would you say that would be?
Hmm, probably like maroon.
Ooh, maroon.
Am I slightly colorblind? No. I don't think anybody can really be slightly colorblind. I think you're either all the way colorblind or you're not colorblind at all. I can see all the colors. Red, blue, all of them. No, the Canes, they have red on their jerseys.
Yeah.
Clearly, the Islanders have orange on their jerseys. Um, Definitely different colors, red and orange.
Yes.
Okay, well, you have a little bit of a face-off there in the Canes end of the ice.
Mm.
But unfortunately, the Islanders seemed unable to retain possession of the puck. Right now, it's kind of being slapped around. Up now, oh, now Carolina has it, and they're on offense. They're going to try to score a goal now. But the Islanders take it back, but they don't seem to be very good at holding on to it because they keep giving it back to their opponents. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Let's see if I'm colorblind. Let's find out. This. Yeah. 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 What did I get? Normal color vision. You can see up to 1 million distinct shades of color.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Were you able to see them all too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You also have normal color. Your husband wants to retire to the villages, but they're too expensive now. Well, the villages. Perhaps you should retire to the pueblos. That's like the villages, but Mexican. It's cheaper.
Mm.
I hear there's free menudo on Sunday. There you go, Islanders. That's a good attack. Get in there and go shoot that puck. No, they gave it away to the Carolinas again. It's like every time they get it, they're like, here, Carolina, you have it. You guys aren't trying hard enough. That's your problem. There we go. That's good effort. Pow! Did he get it? No. At least he got a shot off. Pow! That's a long shot, though. That was from very far away.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. Might be an INTP. might be. I mean, I don't remember. It's been a long time since I talked to the guy or thought about him. It might be an INFJ even. Crafting what he displays. I don't know. I've never typed the guy. Formally, I don't believe. I never typed the guy formally. I've only typed him abnormally. And of course, I typed him as abnormal. I'm not sure what to say except there's definitely something wrong with you. No, I never had a falling out with him of any kind. I just never talked to the guy really. You know, I may have made a video or two with him a long time ago or something, but I don't know. He's not on my radar at all, you know. You got to be around here a lot, consistently, regularly, to be at all on my radar. I DoorDash Chipotle and it's going to be so good. Well, congratulations. There's something very satisfying about getting DoorDash, but I'm glad that we don't have the capacity anymore. We spend too much money on it. It's the ultimate in laziness. Not only are you too lazy to cook something or even microwave something, you're too lazy to go get fast food yourself. That's the ultimate in inconvenience. I'm guilty of spending way too much money on it. Yeah, well, it's just so tempting, so convenient.
Yeah, it is.
So, oh, how did you not get that through there? He had the shot right in front of the goal, but he just hit it right into the goalkeeper's crotch. He let the goalkeeper's nuts do the goalkeeping.
Yeah.
You don't have your license yet, huh? I didn't know you needed a license to get Chipotle. I guess they figure it's not for amateur eaters. That's Turkey Creek I mentioned where your Costco is, near Oak Ridge Nuclear Labs. Let's make some stuff in the nuclear lab. It's gonna be radioactive. Yes, it will, but it makes it so fun. You will continue to homeschool your son. It's a good idea. Teach him everything there is to learn about your home. This is the dishwasher. These are the cabinets. These are where we keep the plates. Extra trash bags are in the pantry. Things like that. Oh, you just didn't get it through. I've never been happier that it's a Friday. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I wish you all the best in your Friday festivities. Beginning with Chipotle A night of excitement and thrills awaits you. Um, that she rubbed herself with too much vanishing cream? Maybe she didn't really vanish. Maybe she just disappeared. Or maybe she just fell off the face of the earth. Come on, Islanders. Don't be Shylanders.
That's good advice.
I've told them this time and again. Oh, yes! Oh, no! Oh! That was so close to a goal.
Was.
What happened, I wonder? What kind of penalty is that? Yeah, apparently she did. She did make it the ee-oo with Frank James. But I guess it didn't work out. Just like Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears didn't work out. And in the same fashion, Bukoki and Frank James, the end of their relationship, had a dance off. Frank James won, and that's why Bukoki agreed to leave YouTube. It was whoever loses the dance competition has to leave YouTube. Frank James won with his rendition of the Funky Chicken. Bukoki tried to do the worm, but all there agreed it looked more like a caterpillar. Well, still 1-1. The Islanders are hanging tough. It doesn't seem like, just generally speaking, that they're the better team on the ice. But Carolina's not really wowing the pants off me either at the moment. Of late, the Islanders have had a few good shots on goal, a few good opportunities, but the Carolina defense seems to do a pretty good job of clogging the shooting lanes. Clogging it with pesky hair clogs. Apparently, Carolina Hurricanes also pour their bacon grease directly down the drain, which, of course, causes quite a few clog problems. Okay, there we go. Now, you're going to shoot it, you're going to score. Just, there you go. No. It's like they just keep trying to push it through the guy. You can't shoot the puck through the goalie. You have to shoot it around the goalie. You have to go shoot it at a part where the goalie isn't standing right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was just thinking how cool it would be if there was a goalie. You know how they like have like designs and stuff on it?
Uh-huh.
Goalie mask. What if it was like Kawhi goalie mask?
That's a good idea.
Yeah. That's how my mask would look.
It's like magic girl going like this. Oh, yay! The Islanders finally put it into the goal. past Mr. 32, the Canes goalkeeper, Mr. Ranta. Mr. Ranta was unsuccessful in stopping Mr. Palmieri's goal. And Mr. Palmieri now is skating his way over to the bench, receiving congratulatory back pats and oh, the Canes goalkeeper actually scored that, I think, right? Did Palmieri touch it? I guess Palmieri did touch it. Well, that's pretty impressive. He just sort of tipped it above the goalkeeper's grasp.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Now, the Canes are feeling like they got their backs against the wall, and the Islanders are putting all the pressure on. But as the commentator says in the closed captions, let's see if Carolina can push back here. So that goal was just as the power play was expiring. So the reason the Islanders were down at their end so much was because they had the power play. But now, 5-on-5, they're back again and score again. Wow, Palmieri again with his second goal in just under a minute or so. It's 3-1 Islanders now. Redfin, Michelle Way. Redfin is another option. I'm traveling to Switzerland and Colorado over the summer, which is pretty cool. This part of the school year is always the hardest for me. It really sucks right now. Well, I don't know if anybody told you. I hope this isn't going to be disappointing to discover or mess up your plans, but Switzerland and Colorado are actually not right next to each other. If you thought they were because they both had mountains, understandable mistake to make, but they're quite far away from each other. You're going to have to take an airplane or a land boat of some kind. A land-sea combo boat. Or a Zeppelin. Are you traveling by Zeppelin, Jess Davis? That'd be pretty cool. If you were traveling by Zeppelin. Can you still travel by Zeppelin?
I don't know.
If I wanted to take an airship from here to Europe, would it be possible to book a ticket on one? They're taking the Hindenburg. I didn't know they had heard, but it actually has a bit of a colorful past. It had a famous accident one time. I guess they must have repaired it and relaunched it. It took them like 100 years to repair it, so I'd be a little scared. Maybe 90 years, 85 years to repair it, but regardless, I'd be a little skeptical. Check to make sure they've replaced the hydrogen gas with helium. Oh, you also Carmen's Pent went on that cruise on the refurbished Titanic.
Oh, the refurbished Titanic.
Yeah, I hear you can barely even see much of the water damage.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Naturally, it still stank like mold, no matter how much they tried to clean it.
Now, like, can you still ride in it?
Yeah, you can ride in
Yeah.
it, but what they do is they just take it around the bay. They don't go near any icebergs anymore. Now that they've learned how iceberg susceptible it is. Oh, the humanity. It's kind of weird that there was a radio broadcast of an airship landing. And it happened to catch on fire and kill all those people. I was like, boy, I did not expect this today when I went to go do the radio broadcast of an airship landing. Uh-oh, fighting. Uh-oh. He was in the wrong bench, punching those guys in the face. Oh, it's empty net already because there's only 2 minutes left in the third period and they're up by 2 goals, so I guess they pulled the goalie, Carolina did. He, he hit him into the Rangers bench area, at which point he got up and punched somebody in the face. Wow. The commentators were like, yeah, they should have called a foul on that, but, you know, it's one of those nights. Yay! Empty netter.
Yay!
The Islanders scored an empty netter from way down on their own end. Now it's 4-1. So this game's more or less over, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Unless the Hurricanes can score 3 goals in 1 minute and 49 seconds. That would take a little bit of doing.
I think so. Wow. From all the way down there, that's great.
Yeah. He's missing a tooth. I like how hockey players, so many of them are missing teeth. One time he killed a man who found out he was nephew to von Hindenburg and second cousin to the devil. From The Great Gatsby. I think, how did it get to be 5-1? They scored again? But Carolina put their goalie back in. How did they score again?
I don't know. Did that just happen?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was 2-1. No, it was 3-1. Carolina pulled their goalie. They scored an empty netter. It was 4-1. They put their goalie back in, and then the Islanders immediately scored another goal, and now it's 5-1. So their goalie, you might as well just left the empty net because that didn't do him any good.
No.
The Patriot Act. The American version of the Enabling Act, which was signed by German President Paul von Hindenburg. The Enabling Act, huh? I want to enable the disabled to be enablers. To get alcoholics their alcohol. Oh. That was a crazy last minute or two of this hockey game.
Yeah, really.
You read Great Gatsby in English class a few months ago? It's commonly read in English classes. I named Walt's Camel Hindenburg. He was almost as large as a Zeppelin and definitely as full of gas. Rick Riordan is a terrible writer. One of the worst writers in history. The decline of reverence for old age found its most telling expression in Hitler's shameless reference to the imminent death of the aged President Hindenburg, Leo Strauss. Hindenburg, known widely as the Old Gentleman, remained the last counterbalance to Hitler's power, and several days before Dodds' departure had made a public declaration of displeasure at Hitler's attempts to suppress the Protestant Church. Interesting. There's a lot of intensity going on out there in this game, a lot of physicality. A lot of stuff has been written about World War II. Very much stuff. Very much a lot of stuff.
Very much a lot of stuff.
So this game is now officially over. We have live streamed throughout the entire hockey game. It's a pretty good job.
I think so too.
History's pretty fascinating to me too. I find the various... Oh, they're fighting again. There's 2.8 seconds left and they're fighting again. It's the Islanders versus the Hurricanes of Carolina.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
There's only 2.8 seconds left, you guys. Just no point in fighting now. This is going to be a long series. That's what the announcers are saying. Okay, that's enough. Enough fighting already. Just finish the last 2.8 seconds off. Longest 2.8 seconds in history. All possibility all the time. Learn to fly, even if it's in the Hindenburg. Yeah, history's pretty interesting. All positivity all the time. Learn to fly, even if it's in the Hindenburg. Max Burke's Devolution, a first-hand account of the Rainier Sasquatch Massacre. Who did Sasquatches massacre? Oregonians? All right, well, this game's over. It's as over as it can possibly be.
Yeah.
It's 5-1 is the final score. No time remains on the clock. That qualifies as fully 100% over. Let's check and see how the A's are doing. We'll assume they're losing.
And he did this in the fifth.
But if they are by some chance winning right now, it looks like they might be, because Oakland did at least hit one home run in this game. Nope, they're losing by a run. But, you know, I have confidence that before this game's over, they'll have lost by 4 or 5 runs. Okay, also we learned today that Oakland A's maybe, almost certainly are, moving to Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's pretty big news.
Pretty big news. It's a fiction book. Okay, good. I'm glad Sasquatches didn't massacre anybody. I'm also glad that people didn't massacre Sasquatches.
Yeah, me too.
How are the A's so bad? Hard to say. They're just bad at every aspect of the game. They're a little to medium bad at every aspect of the game, and therefore, as a total, they're very bad. They're about as bad as a baseball Major League Baseball team can be. And we catch an out or two at least of every one of their games, pretty much. You just know, here we go again. It's losing time. Now, this New York Knickerbockers game's on, but it appears to be halftime. Maybe a break between quarters, I'm not sure. The game doesn't seem to be on at the moment. There's also this Denver Nuggets at Minnesota Timberwolves game. It's on commercial at the moment. We'll let you know what's going on with that. The pregame show is on for the San Francisco Giants game. The Panthers and the Bruins are on. That's a hockey game. I'm not that super interested in watching this series because it seems like the Bruins are going to put a handle on them. But let's see what the score is. Yep, 3-0 Bruins. You say the A's are like the Detroit Lions of baseball, huh? I mean, I'm quite confident that the A's are going to end up this year with the worst record in baseball. Now, a game that I'm much more interested in watching starts at 7, really means like 7:15, 7:20. The Edmonton Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings. That should be a good game.
Yeah.
They have a lot of hockey games on today. We've got 4 of them on today.
Wow. That is a lot.
We finished Carolina, New York. There's also Boston, Florida, and Edmonton, Los Angeles, and Dallas, Minnesota. It's 4 hockey games. It's 3 more than 1. Let's see. This is a look in on the Dallas game, it looks like. I guess we'll check out the Nuggets versus the Timberwolves. I believe the Nuggets are up 2-0 in this series. Oh yeah, the Knickerbockers are winning at halftime,
Oh,
45-32.
wow.
A 13-point lead at the half. That's pretty good.
That is.
Yeah, Denver leads 2-0 in this series against the Timberwolves. Denver's almost certainly going to win the series. They're the 1 seed. The T-Wolves are the 8 seed. But this is the first game at Minnesota. I would not be at all surprised if the Nuggets swept this series. There should be a Cutlets team if there's a Nuggets team.
Yeah, there should be.
That's what Carolina should name its team. The Carolina Cutlets.
Carolina Cousins. I like that.
It really rolls off the tongue, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Also, it could be the Connecticut Cutlets. We should petition the University of Connecticut to change their mascot from the, what are they?
Huskies?
Huskies to the Cutlets.
Yeah. It just rolls off the tongue better.
Connecticut Cutlets. They're the best kind of cutlets in Connecticut. Okay, well, I think I'm going to wrap up this stream. I know my phone will probably be getting fairly low on. Kentucky Cutlets with a K, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Kentucky Cutlets. I suspect my phone's getting fairly low on electricity. And I'm just about all talked out. I think I'm ready to just settle in and watch some sports. Probably go to bed not that late tonight. You know, do a little chillaxing. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.